¿Qué tal? Muy buenas, queridos seguidores. Bienvenidos a KOlmenero, el lugar donde las MMA se convierten en una forma de vida. Hoy, la verdad que estoy de enhorabuena. Tengo muchísima ilusión y es que contamos con un invitado de lujo. Él es Jason House, es el CEO de Iridium Sports Agency, es decir, de una de las grandísimas agencias de representación de luchadores que hay en las artes marciales mixtas. Estuvo recientemente de viaje con Brandon Moreno por Europa. Primero pasaron por Italia, luego por París y terminaron recalando en España. Tuve la suerte de poder charlar un ratito con él, eso sí, a través de la pantalla, y nos ha desvelado ciertas cosas y ciertas informaciones bastante privilegiadas, como por ejemplo, qué sucederá si Dani Bárez se hace con el cinturón de UFC. Pero lo primero, teníamos que saludarle y preguntarle qué tal se había dado ese viaje por nuestro país.
Man, the trip to Spain was amazing. I really enjoyed our time in Valencia and Madrid. La Liga really took good care of us out there. So it was great to see the different stadiums, to see the different training facilities of Valencia and Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid. So it was really awesome to get that experience and to go to a couple soccer games or football games, as you guys call it. And it was amazing.
Sin duda, Iridium es una de las agencias más top que hay, junto con la de los hermanos Kawa, Ferran Management y Dominance MMA, entre otras. Pero esas tres para mí son puntas de lanza. Por eso quería preguntarle a Jason House cómo surgió el proyecto de Iridium y por qué se decidió a montar él una agencia de representación de luchadores.
So I started training in law school. I started training jiu-jitsu with Jiva Santana while I was in law school. And at the time, there wasn't really many agencies around. So I became really interested on the management side of things. And I actually interned at an agency that was actually very prominent back then for about 8 months while I was in law school. And then when I finished law school, I decided to go on my own and start my own agency. My parents, they told me at the time, they said, you know what, give it 2 years and see if you can turn this into a profitable business. And if you can't, don't worry, that law firm job will always be there. So upon passing the bar exam to be a licensed attorney, I decided to start my own agency and started, signing fighters and booking fights.
A mí me había llegado la información de que tiene muy buen nivel en artes marciales, especialmente en Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, donde es cinturón negro. Pero le tenía que preguntar si había practicado o había competido en MMA.
Yes, I've been training in all the martial arts now for about 14 years, I believe. I started jiu-jitsu in 2008. I grew up wrestling in high school and stuff, and I started doing kickboxing and boxing around the same time I started doing jiu-jitsu. So for me, I just feel like it's important for an agent to have a very comprehensive understanding of the martial arts, so that when you are making decisions for the fights for your fighters, that you make the right choices and are putting them in the best fights to be successful.
Iridium es la agencia que más crecimiento ha experimentado en los últimos tiempos. Por eso quería que nos trasladase cuántos luchadores tiene bajo contrato con la UFC.
I believe 113 right now.
Oh my goodness.
So much. Yes.
También tuve que preguntarle si era el manager que más luchadores tenía dentro de la mayor liga que existe en las MMA.
I believe so. I think this season we've had 23 athletes on. I think that's the most in the world.
Le comenté a Jason House que me había enterado de que estaba estudiando español. Por eso había que preguntarle cómo van esas clases de español.
It's going really good. I actually pick up classes tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I start again. I do it twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 a.m. And for me, it's just constantly challenging myself to learn new languages, learn new things in life, and to constantly improve. And we have such a strong presence in Latin America that I feel like it will only help me to better serve my athletes as I improve my Spanish.
Esta es una pregunta clave. Jason House, si Dani Bárez gana el cinturón de UFC el próximo 30 de septiembre, ¿Cuáles son los siguientes pasos a seguir? ¿Crees que merece una oportunidad directa para entrar en la UFC? ¿Está cerca de ello?
I think Danny's right there. Right now that they're doing international shows like in Paris, they're going to Abu Dhabi, they're going to Brazil in January. If there was any flyweight opening on those shows, I think Danny would be in that discussions to be the replacement. So really, I think right now, Danny's done a great body of work. He has some great performances. It's really looking for an opening that he can fill short notice, right? Because that's where he's going to fall. If there's a fighter gets sick or a fighter has an injury and they need someone to come in on a week, 2 week notice, that's going to be Danny's calling right now. And I think if he wins the UWC title here, I think that's going to only help us even more. So I think he's done enough right now to get the call, but I think that's really going to put us over the top and help us tremendously.
En nuestro país las artes marciales mixtas están creciendo exponencialmente. Por eso quería saber si Jason House ya tiene una mira puesta en España, si tiene a otros luchadores españoles en su radar.
We are definitely starting to look more into to Spain. I've been talking to Jeremy about signing a few more fighters from there, and I've really been wanting to talk with Danny after his fight and kind of get his opinion. You know, for me, it's always about signing fighters that are the right fit, right? And when I mean right fit, I'm not talking about their talent inside the cage. I mean high character, good people. One thing I'm really proud about in our agency is the culture of our group, and it's important to me that, you know, we're signing high character athletes at all times.
Sabiendo la buena relación que tiene Jason House con el presidente de UFC y con la compañía, quería saber si el próximo país donde va a desembarcar la UFC en Europa iba a ser España. ¿Qué opina Jason House de ello?
Yes. I think it's very likely that they will host an event here in Spain in the near future. I think as the UFC's presence in Latin America continues to grow, as the Latin American fighters continue to have success, I always have a hard time pronouncing Elia Topuria. I think he's going to be a really successful. I think he's going to have a real successful career in the UFC, and you know, all the other Latin fighters coming up. Joel Alvarez, right, is from Spain as well, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I think as these fighters continue to win and grow, I think it's going to only open more opportunities to do an event in Spain, which I'm excited for, especially now seeing some of the huge, you know, soccer stadiums and arenas that you guys have. I'd be anxious to get out there and to be a part of it.
Siendo punta de lanza en las agencias de representación de luchadores, quería preguntarle acerca de su relación con sus máximos rivales, con los hermanos Kawai, con Ali Abdelaziz. Y además quería saber cuál era su opinión acerca de ellos.
Yeah, I mean, Ali and I actually both live in Las Vegas. We have a good relationship, and I have a lot of respect for all the agents and agencies that are out there, Paradigm and Sucker Punch and First Round and Dominance, and you know, the agents that are prominent in the sport. For me, you know, I think competition is good. You know, high tides raise all ships, and I have a lot of respect for them, and I'm thankful for the competition because it only makes me better.
Sin duda, cada vez son más y más los luchadores que quieren estar representados por Iridium. Ya os digo, más de 100 luchadores tiene dentro de la UFC. Pero, ¿cómo se puede gestionar a tantos peleadores? ¿Cómo puedes gestionar un equipo para poder cubrir todas las necesidades de estos peleadores de élite?
Yes, I have a great team here at the agency, and they really don't get enough credit. You know, while I'm the face of the company, you know, there's, you know, Jeremy Lukow, Ed Cap, Jacob Parga, Lance Spotty, Joe Wooster, Raul Arvizu. You know, there's a ton of great people. Peter Lapara, who we just hired, that work within our agency that allow me to do my job and travel the world with our athletes. And they're behind the scenes and they don't get enough credit, but they really are a huge part of the success of the agency.
También era necesario preguntarle, después de verles en tantas instantáneas juntos, Jason House, ¿cómo es tu relación con Brandon Moreno? Es casi de hermanos, ¿no?
Yes, you know, Brandon and I have become very close. You know, him and his wife Shirley and his beautiful daughters, my goddaughters, they're family to us. I'm very blessed to have met Brandon, and you know, you're right. He's like a brother to me, and I've really enjoyed every step of this journey with him because it's been a fun one.
Y por supuesto también hay que saber cómo es su relación con el mandamás de la UFC, con Dana White. Cuéntanos, Jason.
I mean, Danny and I've always worked, cordially. I mean, I wouldn't say we're good friends or I don't know how to explain it. Like I have a good relationship with the UFC, and I'm very grateful for everything that Dana and Hunter and Sean and Mick have done for me.
Profundizando un poquito más en esa figura, en ese capo de las artes marciales mixtas como es Dana White, queríamos saber cómo es el presidente de UFC desde cerca. ¿Es tan duro como dicen?
Dana has always been extremely generous in our dealings and extremely fair in our dealings. I remember during the pandemic, he was calling us to make sure that the fighters were okay and asking, if any fighters were hurting financially or needed assistance. And, I'll never forget that because I know that as the world was being turned upside down, he was checking in to make sure that we were okay and keeping us up to date on their plans. And like I said, my dealings have always been great with the UFC. They've always been fair and generous with us. And I'm grateful for everything he's done in the sport. And especially during the pandemic, he helped to really keep the sport going, keep the sport growing, and allow these fighters to continue to earn a living during a pandemic.
Bueno, y como estoy convencido de que muchos luchadores estaréis viendo esta charla y por supuesto que os estáis suscribiendo a KOlmenero y dejándome un like, había que preguntar qué requisitos busca Jason House para meter a un peleador en su agencia y ya sabemos los buenos contactos que tiene este manager y las posibilidades que suele ofrecer a sus atletas de entrar en la UFC. Así que queríamos una respuesta. ¿Qué busca Jason House en un peleador?
For us, we're just looking for high character people. For me, I feel like talent will take you places sometimes your character is not ready to go. So for us, we're looking for high character people. We believe that, you can develop talent, you can develop skills. We're looking for good humans to work with, good people. And it doesn't really, we have fighters that are amateurs that we've signed. We have fighters that are 1 or 2 fights in their pro career. And we have, obviously athletes in the UFC. So we have fighters in every stage that's possible in their career, and we're just always looking for good people to sign.
Y por supuesto quería tener de primera mano la respuesta de alguien que está involucrado en las negociaciones entre esa posible cuarta pelea entre Deiveson Figueiredo y Brandon Moreno. Por eso, Jason House, háganos de dudas. ¿Veremos el Brandon Moreno contra Deiveson Figueiredo unificando cinturones en Río de Janeiro el próximo año?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, that is the fight. That is the fight that we're working on right now.
Bueno, amigos, pues esta ha sido la charla con Jason House. Nos ha dado cositas muy interesantes, así que si habéis llegado hasta aquí, ya conocéis mejor a esta figura de la representación de luchadores. Dejadnos un like, suscribíos a KOlmenero, compartid con vuestros amigos y si hace falta, con vuestros enemigos. Hasta la próxima.